All right, today we're going to go over a Rocky Mouth simulation of hooking up our anchors with our red Rocky Mouth bag, setting up an anchor system for a rescuer-based operation. This is our red Rocky Mouth bag. We're going to go over the contents and what we use it for. So in the right pocket, we have our Petzl Maestro. We have some webbing and an anchor strap. We have, these are called slings, these smaller ones. In the other pocket here, we have more webbing and more anchor straps and slings. The main compartment of this is going to contain a patient helmet, our patient harness, class 2 harness that just goes around the waist. In our main compartment of the red Rocky Mouth bag, we've got two separate 200-foot sections of rope with carabiners ready to go on the Rocky Mouth anchors, 2 identical sets. Now we're going to go over hooking up the anchor right out of the bag. Pop both anchors in here. Tighten them up. Just make sure there's a twist in this strap right here, and we'll go over why that is important. So we're going to have main line on one side, then we're going to grab the other one, which should be set up just identical. Make sure to tighten down those screws, and pulling this, make sure one of these has a twist in them. Make sure that's tightened, and that is the default Rocky Mouth setup. So now we're going to go over what happens if you open up the Rocky Mouth bag hoping this default setup is there, and it's not, and all you have is slings and a rope. We're going to cover how to build this system out of the sling. First, you're going to take approximately 4 inches, just tie an overhand knot. In both sides, you're going to have a loop here and a loop on the other side. Very simple there. We're going to put one loop through each carabiner. This is the important part to pay attention to. Make sure it's set up correctly when you see it already established. You're going to have 2 separate loops. Make sure you create a twist in one. That twist is going to ensure that if one of these anchors gives, that this will not slide off the entire sling setup. So now we're going to simulate just getting up to the top of Rocky Mouth, and I'm all winded, breathing really heavy, and the full-blown evolution of hooking up anchors, hooking me to the rope, and getting me set up for a rescuer-based operation. Now my compadres will grab the anchors. We're going to keep the bag on my back. So while they've been hooking up the anchors, I've got my patient gear hooked to me. Now I'm going to get my main line and belay. Main line. Hooking my main line into my Petzl ID so I can self-rappel. Making sure my carabiner is locked. It's important to make sure my Petzl ID is on my right side and not the belay for line management when I'm going down. It gets very difficult if this is not coming out the right side. I'm going to take my belay. Right, then I'm going to hook my ASAP to my chest, make sure that carabiner's locked. So now my self-test this, make sure that's going to catch. I'm going to have my anchor guys double check each of, have a separate set of eyes on each system. So
Locked, 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 locked.
they'll check the other system which they did not set up to make sure that's correct.
Locked, locked. Incorrectly. Locked. Tied correctly.
Now I'm ready to rappel off the edge.